The teletype machines in the Tehran office never stopped. They clicked and clattered in a relentless, rhythmic pulse that filled every corner of the room. Kermit's finger pressed Abadan's oil fields. Outside, the streets of Tehran were deceptively still. The air felt heavy, charged with the static of a city holding its breath. Roosevelt eyed the map, not the window. In his palace, Mohammad Reza Pahlavi sat in silence, his authority eroding with every passing hour as nationalist fervor surged through the capital. The objective was not diplomacy. It was leverage. Roosevelt pulled his hand back, leaving a faint smudge on the paper. The machine whirred, gears grinding, his face unreadable, waiting for the signal to initiate the next phase. The city remained quiet, but the silence was a thin veil over the coming storm. Office lights dimmed. Tehran's alleys beckoned. Agents moved in pairs, keeping to the walls where the moonlight could not reach. They carried heavy leather satchels, the contents shifting with a dull metallic thud. Patrols turned, boots scraped. Agents hid, breath held. They reached the residence of a high-ranking military officer, a structure tucked away behind iron gates. One agent slipped through the side entrance, moving with practiced efficiency. He reached the study, placed a heavy bag on the mahogany desk, and retreated without a word. The officer sat in the dark, staring at the weight of the payment. He did not ask questions. He simply nodded, his silence purchased in an instant. Across the city, the process repeated. Agents left influence, paper for power. Inner rot gutted the government. Agents found the city's military ruined. Dawn's light bathed the square, yet no trade stirred. Trucks disgorged men, flooding the city's heart. They moved with a rehearsed intensity, carrying banners that had been printed in the dark hours of the night. By mid-morning, the square was a sea of chanting voices. Noise surged, a rhythmic wave. Men charged the barricades. Wood shards flew, metal twisted, structures crumbled. Police watched, hands on hips. They did not move. They did not shout. They watched as the agitators dismantled the defenses, their faces blank and indifferent. A commander signaled from a nearby balcony, and the officers stepped back, clearing a path for the mob to push deeper into the heart of the district. The opposition leaders tried to rally their supporters, but the sheer volume of the crowd drowned them out. Every stone thrown, every barricade splintered, was a calculated blow. The air grew thick with dust and the smell of exhaust. The square belonged to the agitators, and the path for the military was now wide open. Windows rattled. Then, they rounded the corner. 3 tanks, their steel treads grinding against the asphalt, pushed through the narrow streets. Engine roars swallowed the district. People fled into doorways. Walls shook. Tanks surged. Cannon aimed. Houses became battlefields. Leaders froze, eyes on breached dust. Panic seized the fleeing exits, abandoning all. The tanks rolled into the inner courtyard, their presence a final, crushing statement of authority. The seizure was complete. In the courtyard of the intelligence hub, the air grew hot. Metal trunks were emptied, and stacks of paper fed a growing fire. Kermit watched reports burn. Shaw's grip, plain weights. Ascending, they left the city, oil field pumping wealth. Tehran's quiet streets hid simmering rage. The conflict was not over. It had merely been pushed into the shadows, waiting for the next generation to ignite.